Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Weekend Big Show powered by Law Dog Sports. I am Chuck Ramsey, the Law Dog, your host and facilitator, I guess you could say, as we talk sports throughout the region of the Southwest and the Great Plains. And Jeremy kind of got a befuddled look. The ruler of the airways, my buddy, now low these 6 or 7 years, Jeremy Schroeder. Jeremy, I hope that look you just gave me wasn't kind of an audio glitch thing, which is kind of why we're late getting on today. But how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Just trying to enjoy the what remains of my vacation. And I looked up, and the screen was completely black with the two little circles there.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
and you're
we're
gonna have to keep up on your mic a little bit because you're fading in and out pretty good. So, anyways, let's get started. And I had said that we were going to kind of roll into this, but man, Jeremy, as kids of popular culture of the age, if you just turned 50, I'll be 55 at the end of next month. Um, Man, there's a lot of names been wiped out this week, starting with Malcolm Jamal Warner. And I was a huge fan of the Cosby Show back when I was a kid. And Theo was probably my favorite character. Now, Denise was obviously a favorite as well, but Lisa Bonet. But Theo was just such a hilarious character that they scripted on there. And Malcolm Jamal Warner, just a great actor and just seemingly a great guy. And to die drowning in a vacation resort. Are you okay over there? You're kind of worrying me with all.
no,
I'm
I'm
worried
good.
about
I'm
our
good.
feed.
I just saw something on the Facebooks, so I was like, oh my god. Okay.
Okay, I can't keep you. I can't keep you leveled out. Let me try something real quick because this is not working. Um. Anyway, so Malcolm Jamal Warner passes away in a tragic drowning accident at somewhere in Central America. I think was it Costa Rica or something like that. Or now you have no audio. Marty Wandry checking in, says morning all. Hey Marty, Marty, our good buddy from Clinton Liquor, and Marty's trying to do his best to lure Jeremy out to Western Oklahoma to play a little golf as the Clinton Lions Club has a scramble coming up. So we may have to start a GoFundMe to get you out here to Western Oklahoma, Jeremy.
Yeah, it's a little tough. I only have a couple of days off, and they're pretty much full of familial responsibilities.
Sure.
So
And
this would have been the week to do it. Unfortunately,
wow, we're
yeah,
gonna have to petition the Clinton Lions Club to say, hey, you need to schedule this a little better.
that's
Um,
right.
Marty Wandry checking in from Clinton Liquor, and then
Steve
Steve
O.
Anderson down in southeastern Oklahoma checking in with us as well. So hello, Steve, to you. But anyways, back on my topic, Malcolm Jamal Warner was really one of my favorite characters from the 80s, and just such a tragic death for him. And then Ozzy Osbourne, man.
I
Uh,
know.
we all grew up listening to Ozzy, and I can just remember I didn't have a car, I didn't have a lot of cash, being the son of a single mother back in the 80s, but all my friends that did, they just ranted and raved about getting Ozzy tickets, and I was pretty jealous back in the day, but then when my mom found out that he bit the head off of a bat, she was like, "You're not going to that."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You go by the moniker the Prince of Darkness. If you have a parent that is a churchgoer, you're
Oh yeah,
probably not going to win that one over.
no,
But Ozzy, I mean, multi generations were
yeah,
fans of him.
yeah.
Uh, Sabbath kind of started the whole metal thing. Man, just the guys that played with him, Randy Rhoads, Tony
Jakey
on
Lee, Tony
Jakey
Iommi,
Lee, Tony Iommi with his plastic fingertips.
Zach Wild.
Just love Zach Wild, who's with Pantera now, which is freaking
Yeah,
awesome.
it is cool that, and I think Zach Wild is one. There's those guys in music, and I watch a lot of music documentaries, and there's those guys in music that just they love the music so much, and it brings a fellowship to them. And I think Zach Wild is one of those guys that just the chance to get to go play with people is kind of what he lives for. And then Kenny McGuire checking in. Also, he's got some Malcolm Warner. Malcolm Jamal Murray. That would that would be an odd combo. Malcolm Jamal Warner invented the bacon burger dog. Researched that. Was that from the Cosby Show?
It may have been.
No. Kenny McGuire from McGuire Insurance here in T-Town checking in on the show. Thank you, Kenny. And man, bacon burger dog. That don't sound bad at all.
Yeah, you
But
get your nitrates in.
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna do that later with some Earl Campbell hot links. But no, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy, and back on, you mentioned the Pantera thing. I've enjoyed some of the videos I've caught of that because I'm a Pantera.
That whole festival, man, was awesome.
Yeah,
you should watch it. Nino Bettencourt played a lot. That dude can shred. Amazing.
And it's funny. It's funny because all there was more than words and wholehearted when they went soft. Gary Cerrone talking about the band Extreme, but I remember reading about Nuno Bettencourt and how he could shred. And then back then there was no iTunes or downloads, and I wasn't going to go spend money on an Extreme album, so I just had to take Rolling Stones and all my Guitar Geek friends' word that Nuno Bettencourt could shred. But I'll say this: the Back to the Beginning concert was so fitting for Ozzy to be there. He had to perform in a chair because of his Parkinson's. But man, I told my wife, I said, for his age and his condition, the fact that he can belt out those lines and still sound like Ozzy, is just freaking amazing.
And another one that impressed me was Steven Tyler.
Really?
I mean, he's like 70-something years old and he can still sing like that.
Sure.
Yeah. He would have blown that out, like Tom Kiefer from Cinderella when he completely lost his voice from all the screeching and throat singing.
Yeah. Well,
still,
and I'm a huge Rush fan, and Geddy Lee just can't sing. He can't hit the notes like he used to.
Yeah, I know.
Nobody would expect him to, and it's still Rush. But no, you're right. And the Back to the Beginning concert, Alice in Chains was there. A lot of great. I've seen YouTube clips from that concert. I haven't seen it in its entirety.
Chuck is Frozen.
All right.
Wait.
So, anyways, I will try to keep pressing on here while Jeremy has frozen on my end. He had said apparently there might be some internet issues today, but Dan Narva checking in saying morning from the road. And then also Hulk Hogan and Chuck Mangione, man, 4 celebrity deaths this week. Just a sad week for a lot of families and a lot of fans. So if you want to chime in with us, if we missed something, be sure and let us know. Waiting on Jeremy to unfreeze here. And I'll kind of carry on here while we wait on that. But a lot going on this week in sports as we just are dealing with oppressive heat and just a ton of humidity. It stormed where I am last night, and we basically we'll deal with the humidity from that. Nice to get the rain and the weather, but it was just pretty tough. So maybe we got Jeremy back now. All right, so Jeremy's back.
That OEC is doing some maintenance in my neighborhood, so I don't know.
Get you back on Cox Cable. No, I mentioned Hulk Hogan and Chuck Mangione also.
Yeah, I was going to mention Chuck Mangione, who kind of got glossed over with all the, I guess, larger names going this week.
Yeah.
Him and his what was the name of the instrument he played? A little trumpet.
Was it a bugler horn or something? I don't know. It was a different trumpet.
Yeah. Feels so good. Go listen to it if you haven't.
Yeah, he was kind of the jazzy one-hit wonder of the 70s. But I mean, the thing about being a one-hit wonder is you pull in fans, and I promise you, I know a handful of people that could tell me 10, 15 tracks of Chuck Mangione that they love. I mean, and that's
I don't even know if we're doing this today.
Oh, are you out again? Dan Narva checking in, morning from the road. Marty Wandry, when he sang Mama, I'm Coming Home, you could tell the fans knew it was most likely the last time seeing him. They were all, man, I've seen that video, Marty. And dude, that is tough to see those people out in the crowd crying. And I don't know that people thought it would be 2 weeks from the time, but it was definitely, you knew and the fact that they said it would be his absolute last concert, and but sad news. And the thing about Ozzy is I can remember the songs that he released in the late 80s, early 90s being just as big as his early stuff. So when Ozzy was on there. Now I've got two of you on here. What's going on there?
Well, I lost the feed again, and you've
Okay.
just frozen up again. This is
Okay.
so weird.
Well, we may have trouble today, and we may have to go to a phone call, Jeremy, and just get you on that way. I don't know how that'll work out, but if you're hearing me at all,
I hear you. I hear you.
Marty Wandry mentioned that the video of him singing "Mama, I'm Coming Home" was really working on the fans at the Back to the Beginning concert, and it hit me. I mean,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite Ozzy tracks. But anyways, as I mentioned, Jeremy, this episode's called "The Dog Days of Summer and Waiting for Football," and that's basically two of the biggest things that we have going on. It was ACC and Big Ten Media Days with the and I didn't mean to glaze over Hulk Hogan, but he's never been one of my favorites. So
Yeah, he kind of stepped in it a few years ago, which I was reminded by Cameron Hall this morning about him dropping the hard R. And
yeah,
that's tough
not a
to
great
come
guy.
back
They
from.
say he got baptized before he passed away. Good for him. Hopefully the makers up there forgiving. But I was out on it. You know what I was out on him?
What's that?
When Beavis and Butthead made fun of his video.
Yeah.
Yeah, he proved you just go do a lot of those steroids, win at all costs.
That's right.
And then just watching the video, Rick Derringer, who passed away recently as well, did that song. Whatever I can't remember
I'm a real American or
yeah.
whatever.
And Rick Derringer was the brain trust behind that song, and he passed away recently. But no, I'm not the biggest Hulkamaniacs at all, but he was funny in Thunderlips in the Rocky 3.
I was always a Macho Man Savage guy.
Yeah. I was a Razor Ramon fan. I mean,
Well, who wasn't? I mean,
exactly.
come on. Toothpick, front kick.
Yeah, so the pro wrestling days. But anyways, let's get into some sports, Jeremy. And I tell you, one guy that we're probably glad we're not reading on this list. I will say we're glad we're not reading on this list is Bill Self, as news came out last night that he had a procedure on his heart, and the 2 stents later he should be okay. But I tell you, you and I are both old enough now, and I'll just say this: you're never too young to start getting a heart scan when they offer them like for $50.
Right.
Go get one.
Yeah.
I mean, you're if there's something there's a great chance they'll catch it. And I'm telling you, fitness and weight and stuff like that has nothing to do with that aortic artery shutting down, the widowmaker, they call it.
Yeah, my dad was very fit.
Yeah.
He didn't eat the greatest, but he exercised all the time.
Yeah.
That was he had that widowmaker, had a quadruple bypass, and almost lost both his legs just from all the peripheral artery disease.
Yeah. Well, and I'll say this, because your father had that, you better keep on that. You've got to, especially because here's the thing. I worked for a supervisor on the police department that lost his granddad to a widowmaker at the age of like 56. Then his dad almost died from it at the age of 56. And then he dang near died from it. I mean, you talk about a hereditary pattern. That's that widowmaker. But Bill Self 2 stints later, and hopefully we'll have him. And I know we bag on Bill Self a lot, but he's a staple in college basketball.
Yeah. Maybe it's all the finasteride and experimental hair growth drugs that got after him.
Hair club for men did him in. But anyways, prayers and healing to Bill Self. Hey, our president Donald Trump.
Some would say the best president.
Some we'll stay away from that. But they did release an executive order preventing third-party payments to college athletes, which on the surface, Jeremy, and a lot of people are clamoring, saying, why is the president even worried about this? But, I mean, even Caesar realized you got to keep the rabble, occupied and happy. And that would be us. But no, I mean, in essence, somebody with some sort of enforcement power needed to do this 5 years ago. Because you mentioned last week with Corey, the $50,000 bag just for showing up and playing offensive line down in Austin. And from what I understand, this would, if somebody's able to enforce it, this would prevent things like that. You can't just create a collective and collect donations. It has to be something self-initiated.
Yeah. Real endorsements, if you're endorsed by a brand or, a local company, those are all still kosher. But, the Texas A&M, all those people up there in those luxury boxes are the ones that are paying you. That's got to stop. It's got to.
I mean,
you shouldn't be able to go to college and come out a multimillionaire, right?
No. And who's probably got some gears, some gears digging into this whole thing? I would think would be the NFL.
Yeah.
And I know this is a roundabout and kind of circumvented way to bring it up, but I mean, they want to get the best players to submit their names into the draft.
Definitely.
You think they don't want Arch Manning? If Arch Manning has a good season this year, you think they don't want him throwing his name in the hat?
Oh, definitely. You got, we're just now exiting an era where guys were staying in college for 7 years. With the last, 4 or 5 of those, they're making quite a bit of money. So they're not in a hurry to leave. It's comfortable. It's, they've already got a degree, or maybe should be doctors after 7 years, but
a lot of people,
myself excluded. It took me a while, but hey, things happen.
Doctors. Anyways, no. And my question is, and we will, I'll kind of do some digging into our good friend Ryan Hyatt's nightly podcast. And if you get a chance on Twitter, check that out. Ryan Hyatt Media. It's his nightly podcast every evening at 6:30. But, I mean, I love the fact that Texas Tech is reeling in recruits and spending that big double eagle money. But I mean, this seems like something that's geared to prevent things like that.
And since it is a private donor, all he's got to do is make some requirements besides playing football. Slap hey, go watch this vacant well site. There you go. Yeah. You've just legitimized it in the eyes of whatever this executive order is calling for.
Yeah. I mean, loopholes and ways to get around the system. That's what it's all about.
Right. And it always has been. We came from our childhood. We're like, oh, look, Boz is driving around in a brand new Jeep and a brand new Corvette, seeing that around Norman. Oh, that guy just signed a letter of intent and he's got a brand new Camaro.
Well, and Rhett Bomar's job at Big Red Sports and Imports. I mean,
they create no-show jobs just to circumvent the rule. Whatever, do something. Something has to be done. Now, I know there are some stipulations in the executive order that, let me see if I can pull it up, that the big sports are to fund lower level sports.
Yeah.
So,
so the free market, the super free market guy wants communism in essence.
Well, I mean,
just playing devil's advocate, but it's
going to fund scholarships for, track and field.
Yeah.
Just think of a sport that isn't one of the revenue sports.
The rowing team at Oklahoma.
Olympic sports.
Yeah.
Olympic sports. Who's spending money to travel to go watch Olympic sports? Who's buying, Oklahoma rowing gear?
Yeah.
Something's got to be done to fund these things, because we've seen in other places where these smaller sports have gone defunct because there's just not the money for it and to be able to fund football.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I tell you, it's, to me, Jeremy, I look at it and I just say, and I know and we'll get into some more audio here in just a bit, because there's so many little sub stories from the ACC and Big Ten media days. But the ACC trying to flex a little bit in the college football realm, and then the Big Ten, I mean, wouldn't you say right now it just seems like a bunch of spears turned directly towards the SEC? I mean,
Yeah, success breeds contempt.
yeah.
And the ACC they're done. I don't foresee that as constructed. I don't see that conference being around in 10 years as currently constructed. You already got North Carolina and Clemson wanting the heck out. North Carolina wants to join the SEC.
I would imagine the athletic directors and presidents at Cal, Berkeley, and Stanford would love to be in the new Mountain West. Yeah. I mean, I know the money is great in the ACC, but how much are they spending on travel costs?
Oh, definitely. That's ridiculous. So it's got to go regional again, Chuck. We've been saying this, beating this drum. Make it regional.
But what's going to happen is it will go regional, but the biggest programs will be in a 20-team Premier League.
Of course.
I mean, that's or it could be 15. I don't know, but playoff formats and things like that. That's just all such the central issue with all of these media days and the conference, directors and things like that. But I'll say this, for all of the things that we have, like you said, banged the drum for, this is just such an opportune time for the University of Texas to flex their financial muscle. It's possibly never been more so.
While they can, they need to.
Yeah.
While they are,
and I mean, Sark is just he's killing it in recruiting.
What about the flagship school in the state of Texas?
You mean the?
No, I was talking about the school with the boy cheerleaders. And,
you say flag. I thought you meant flagship.
Well, that's what Elko calls them.
Flagship school of the University of Texas system.
We're not talking about the Mean Green, sir.
No, the Roadrunners, baby. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, there's a lot of money going around, and Texas A&M has received their share of the Puff Fund, but I don't know. It just, to me, and Bill Connolly's got an article out now previewing the SEC, and I'm going to dive into that later today. But, if Texas doesn't take that next step to show that they are on the path better than Georgia and Alabama right now, then they probably are going to take a step back, I think. I mean, a lot of great recruits, but the thing is, I mean, let's see. I mean, I think Connolly may have Alabama taking the SEC.
They've done well in recruiting in the offseason. I have no idea who's going to play quarterback for them. Is Ty Simpson going to be the starter?
That's what they're talking about, him being such a high-end recruit, and then they've got another 5-star on campus. So
we've seen that offense be able to be shut down.
Yeah.
I mean, completely.
Kalen DeBoer, Michael Penix Jr. with him at Indiana and then with him at Washington, they were pretty dynamic. But, I will say this, and I think we talked about this last year in the playoff with Sarkisian. Get too cute in the passing game, and it does you in. That's where the SEC, I think, and now maybe the top teams in the Big Ten, but I think at the SEC, when you get cutesy, teams pounce.
Oh, definitely.
And we saw that when Alabama came to Norman. We saw that, when Georgia beat Texas twice last season. I mean, the big SEC teams will wear you down and run the ball.
Yeah. And, you've got teams that do get cute with the passing game who have a physical advantage in the run game.
Yeah.
Ground and pound till they don't make a sound. Then throw it.
One thing about Texas, and we'll kind of get back on ACC and Big Ten, but they've got to rebuild that offensive line, a couple of draft picks off of there, and they didn't shine in their biggest game. So we'll see what happens. But anyways,
their defense will be good.
Do what?
Their defense will be good.
Oh yeah. I mean, 2 seasons in a row, Jeremy. Well, last season, their first playoff appearance, defense was pretty good. Not against Washington, obviously, but to win the Big 12 at that time, they did a good job shutting down OSU that season. But and what was that? Was that who was Big Red, the quarterback for OSU that Big 12 championship game? The 9-year senior?
Spencer Sanders?
No. Who the redheaded kid from Tech?
Oh, Bowman, yes.
Alan Bowman.
Alan Bowman, yes.
Yeah. Was he the quarterback for that, or was it Spencer Sanders in that?
Pretty sure it was Bowman.
Yeah, I thought so too. Anyways, but yeah, it's going to be interesting. But looking at the ACC, and you mentioned that they are a conference just teetering on the edge. You've got North Carolina basically throwing out there that they want to get to the SEC. Here's the thing. Everybody's talking about, the report last week that McElroy put out that Saban wants to get back into coaching. His buddy Bill Parcells, best buddy Bill Parcells, does a year at North Carolina and then ushers in Saban.
Belichick.
Yeah, Parcells is older. Belichick, sorry. My brain.
You're going to tell some people around Norman OK that story, because that seems to the thinking around some of the people around here, the more delusional folks, is if Brent fails, they're just going to bring Saban in.
Wow.
Yeah,
and Texas
sound like UT fans.
Yeah, they thought that in Austin as well. And was Urban Meyer on the radar down in Austin?
Of course he was. He was shopping for houses.
Yeah, I remember that. That makes sense now. But no, and North Carolina, Clemson, Florida State, to me, they've all made sense to be in the SEC.
Yeah.
But how about you create, I don't know, because you see the maps that pop up online and on social media that draw the South.
The SEC should just absorb the ACC and go east-west.
Yeah.
And cross over.
But basically, I mean,
9-game schedule, 2 crossovers, and then a championship game.
Yeah.
Why not?
I don't know. It to me, it's just all about them trying to, I don't know. People talk about traditionalists. People talk about people, not wanting change. I think the Texas OU thing was a kind of a big burden for people that are SEC traditionalists and things like that. But they got no problem laying claim now to all the records and stuff that Texas and OU bring to the conference. But I don't know. I just think, and I'm repeating us again, regional conferences. Anywhere that's no more than a 10-hour drive and a 2-hour flight.
I want to jump on Marty's point right here. The Big 12 turned out, it was $250 million for Memphis to join the Big 12. Turned them down.
Yeah.
$250 million for, to expand that footprint into the South a little farther.
And yet you keep Cincinnati.
Yeah. I know UCF, their enrollment is astronomical, but Memphis seems like a more of a brand.
Seems like it'd be easier to get from Ames or Lawrence to Memphis than it would be to Tampa, but that's just me. Yeah, but and that just lends to its point. And I think I saw, was it Barry Trammell or somebody commented that they don't want Memphis, but Boise would make more sense.
I think the Big 12 has sights set on teams that are currently in the ACC.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to play the long game and try to poach. I don't know. Well, they'll try to poach North Carolina, Clemson.
You know what's funny about this week, Jeremy, was 2 playoff coaches from last season that both of them kind of got embarrassed in the playoffs, but did make the playoffs. Rhett Lashley and Kurt Signetti just sounding off hard. about conference matchups and things like that. Let's go ahead and hear from Rhett Lashley. Let me see here. Dang it. I hate having fat fingers. I'll say that. Well, my Bluetooth cut out, so we got no audio on that. So my bad. Well, so Rhett Lashley basically came out and said that there's no question our league has separated itself as one of the top leagues in America. And I guess that drew, and then he also took a shot at the SEC, alleged dominance, which
come on.
Yeah. You got to have better things going on.
At this point, you're just throwing it out there. It's inferiority complex. The ACC's maybe tied for third in the Power Four. I couldn't really argue they're better than the Big 12.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the Big Ten's got it going right now with all the money, and Cignetti, I can't explain his comments because I guess the Alabama Citadel game the week before the Iron Bowl. Gotcha.
You there?
I'm here.
My whole mixer, and I guess I know what my afternoon's going to consist of, a customer service call. Whole mixer just reset, lost your complete audio right there.
Oh boy.
Out of the blue.
Oh, that's great.
You got, go back to the days of mechanical pieces and parts that regulate things like volume. This digital crap just pisses me off.
Anyway, oh my God. Get off my yard.
Not today, Pally. Anyways, we were going to play some audio, but screw it. Who cares what Rhett Lashley had to say? Feinbaum replied to him as well, but obviously it's a chore to tune in audio here. So
Charlie from Thomas is not up to the task at hand.
What are you talking about, no Rhett Lashley? Anyways, who is an Arkansas grad, by the way?
Oh yeah,
but no, I mean, you got to.
I didn't enjoy Feinbaum's comments about Lashley coaching at SMU, the most disgraced program in college football history.
But that's old news. Lashley.
Well, yeah, but they got the death penalty, Chuck. And he came from Arkansas. Shut up. Just shut up.
Oh gosh, yeah. And then Cignetti basically swinging at their strength of schedule and the competitive balance. Now I will say this, and the list I saw was convenient to leave off the premier non-conference matchups. But
of course,
other than like the Ohio State game for Texas and the Michigan game for OU, there's a lot of patsies on their non-con.
And that's been the SEC way, right? Because you get in the conference, and Chuck, it's a meat grinder. They're just beating up on each other every week.
You don't get to take an easy trip to Ames.
I mean, yeah, Alabama's got the yearly meeting with the Citadel right before the Iron Bowl. And
oh man,
who's playing Mercer this year? Is it Georgia?
I would bet so. I'd have to look at it, but yeah, that's and I think 3 or 4 years ago, the Citadel took Alabama to the third quarter. Tied at half.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I think these coaches are savvy to the fact that, hey, let's give them something to talk about. I mean, you can't, I hate to use the phrase truth serum as the rotund gentleman that we talk about from time to time in the city. But you have to know that these coaches, in their back of their mind, they realize it would be tough to compete week after week in the SEC. I mean, I'm sure Brent Venables has come to that conclusion.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
You get to go to Baton Rouge, you get to go to Ole Miss.
Well, think about this,
Oxford.
Jeremy. One of the let's just take a look at OU's schedule real quick. Probably of the winnable games they have, and I guess really should say they're all winnable. I gotta get the glasses on. On the road in the SEC, They go to Neyland. Is it Neyland? Neyland. They go to Neyland in Knoxville. They go to Tuscaloosa, and they go to Columbia. Are you okay?
Oh, the dog was just doing something weird.
Oh, yeah. How's the doggy?
Yeah, well, she was just laying on the floor making noises, and I guess she's okay. She's breathing.
She's all right. Just yakking on a bone.
Right.
But think about this. Out of the 3 SEC road trips that OU will make this season, Jeremy, South Carolina would be ranked as the easiest, right? Out of Tennessee and Alabama. I mean, 100,000 people at Knoxville.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to have a little fire in their rear end for that one.
South Carolina would be the easiest out of the 3, right?
No, hell no.
What?
You got to go on the road and play Lenora Sellers in that defense.
Well, I mean, I'm banking on. I'm just talking about road venues in themselves.
Well, yeah, probably.
You would rank Neyland Stadium higher than going to Columbia, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're still going to Columbia, South Carolina, and any one of those 3 road games could be a night game, right?
Yes.
Okay, so to me, I mean, a night game in Iowa City or a night game in where is Minnesota? Duluth. I mean, the Big Ten has their share. You go to Ann Arbor, you go to Happy Valley, you go to Columbus.
So you're going to bag on Jack Trice Stadium? That thing could collapse at any second.
Well, but what I'm getting at is like, you could go down the list of places you'd prefer not to have to play in the SEC, and I don't think the other places have that. The other conferences just don't have that. And I'm not trying to drink the SEC Kool-Aid because I've fought it off as much as possible. But OU they have to look at that road trip and say, man, if we could go 1 and 2 in that,
yeah,
that's pretty dang good.
Now compare that to going and playing a road game at Indiana or, man, I have something that just escaped me. Northwestern, Rutgers.
Well,
is Stanford in the Big Ten?
I mean, UCLA, USC. I mean, yeah, USC, and it was funny watching Lincoln Riley on the Pencil Neck show yesterday. But I'm sorry, night game in Compton, that doesn't strike fear in me.
I'd be more afraid of what's going on outside the stadium than what's going to happen inside the stadium.
And that's what you try to explain to people as to why OU Texas will never be a night game.
Oh, good Lord. Yeah, that's a little Compton right there around the State Fair.
Yeah.
Good Lord, that place is terrifying.
A high crime area regardless. But
I mean,
you get what I'm saying.
You still, the shoe, the big house, whiteout at Penn State. It's comparable, but there are still your odd Vandy trips. But then you have Florida. No one likes to go play there. Baton Rouge.
How do you think Bama felt playing at Vandy last year?
It's according to Nick Saban, that's the easiest road venue in the nation.
It wasn't for it wasn't for
pretty hostile. Yeah, I mean, let's not throw shade at Oklahoma. It's a pretty
I mean,
pretty rowdy atmosphere too. Especially when that Toby Keith starts playing in the third quarter.
Austin and College Station, Fayetteville. I mean, there are some true hard road destinations in the SEC. It's because of the fervor of the fans, of the programs. But
Auburn was a rough place to go last year.
Yeah. But anyway, so my thing is I get Cignetti and Lashley, giving sound bites. That's fine. It makes more interest. But and by the way, Bill Connolly, talking about Vanderbilt, referred to their quarterback as Diego Dam Pavia. I thought that was funny. But anyway, so conference media days wrapped up. I was going to I actually sent an invite to Corey Hogue. I kind of wanted to get a Conference USA take from him because I know he covers them for Sam Houston State. And then our friend Corey Hogue, who you can go back and watch our episode with him last week and he joined us on last week's show. It is on our YouTube channel at Law Dog Sports. But Corey noted as the best dressed at the Southland Media Days. So good job, Corey Hogue there.
It just looked weird seeing him in a suit. I
Oh,
wasn't ready for that.
he did a what was it? He did a Southland championship game, I think, on ESPN 2.
Yeah,
Something, maybe ESPNU or something. And man, he gussied up. So
nice.
our boy can clean up. He's got a support animal, and I want to meet that dog. I love dogs like that. But anyway, so all kinds of stuff still waiting on college football, and we are ready to get that underway. And be sure to tune in all season long as we'll try to abide by Jeremy's OU attendance schedule, but we will try to do the college football postgame show after on each Saturday night during the college season, particularly the OU games. But
we got the Hall of Fame game coming.
Yeah, that's next week, right?
Yeah, Thursday.
On Thursday. Yeah, because I saw a tweet that said this is the last Thursday we will have without football until February.
Yeah,
if you think about it.
I'm ready. I've been playing the college football video game, so I'm slowly getting into football mode.
Are you getting the donations rolling into Norman?
Oh, you know it. Got to pay for them players.
You need to help out our friends down in Dallas too. The Ponies.
Chargers Lions next Thursday.
Yeah. And speaking of the Lions, I saw the video on Twitter of Hulk Hogan kind of pumping up the Lions with Dan Campbell standing right there next to him. And I gotta say, Campbell didn't look the most comfortable. Oh, real quick. An interview with Brian Kelly, and this probably would have been a good poll question, but where's the real Death Valley? Is it Clemson or is it LSU?
Man. I mean, Baton Rouge is awful. It's an awful place. That's the butthole of the universe. I probably got to go with LSU. I mean, both things can be true, right?
Yeah.
Or the real Death Valley is in California.
Well, that's true. Yeah. Brian Kelly throughout going to Clemson, he referred to it as Death Valley Junior.
Yeah.
So shots fired.
I don't know. Kelly's trying to be edgy. So, when he freaks out after his 0-2 started. So, we saw signs.
Marty Wandry bringing up a good topic there from Clinton Liquor. Not to change the subject, but the biggest sporting news of the day is Happy Gilmore 2 comes out on Netflix today.
Oh,
quote, it's all in the hips. I saw that last night and I totally whiffed on writing it down on the list, but
be watching that later.
Yeah, that'll be some must-see viewing. Trying to think anything else that I've heard coming out. Tried to start the Coburger or the Idaho thing on Netflix the other night, and it's too fresh. Can't dive into that. Yeah. But Happy Gilmore. I'll tell you this much: the nation needs Happy Gilmore 2 right now.
I think so.
Sandler timed it just right. This is the time when our nation needs that kind of thing.
I need some Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, and Christopher McDonald, man, that guy, he's one of the underrated movies he was in, and I can't remember it was such a take on all of the other kind of crime drama shows at the time, but it was Armand Assante, Sean Young, and Christopher McDonald. And it was a spoof on Basic Instinct. And Fatal Attraction and all that.
Fatal Instinct.
I think that was it. Man, that was a pretty funny show. It was really goofy at spots, but he was pretty funny in that, and he was real funny in the original Happy Gilmore. So he was a Florida State football player.
Really?
Yeah. Pretty 99% certain Christopher McDonald played football at Florida State. So Anyways,
I will effort that.
yeah, if you could confirm that for me, I know our viewers would love to know that I know what I'm talking about. Even though I referred to Bill
Sometimes the
Belichick,
mystery is all we need, Chuck.
even though I referred to Bill Belichick as Bill Parcells earlier. So, but thanks, Marty, for that reminder. In fact, that'll be some must see viewing tonight. And hey, the NFL training camps reported this week, Jeremy, and already
He
there
went
is
to Hobart College, so I guess you're confusing him with Burt Reynolds.
No, man, I could have swore Hobart College.
Yeah.
Huh. Alexa. Odessa. Dan Narva says, used to be we needed entertainment while we were fighting other countries. Alexa, stop. Now we need entertainment because we're fighting each other. Well, Dan, you promote most of that bickering inside with all your right-wing conspiracies and blueberry pictures. Did you see the blueberry haul that Dan Narva and his wife had last week?
I did. Yeah.
Oh,
Is he responsible for the listeria outbreak from berries?
Man, don't you throw that evil on Dan Narva.
I was trying to buy blueberries the other day, and the wife's like, "Nope."
Oh yeah,
They've been recalled. Like, well, why are they still out?
not them Dan Narva blueberries. Those look beautiful.
I hope not.
I tell you, out of the berry fruits, I gotta say, and maybe this stems back to my love of blueberry cereal, but man, blueberries, throw them in oatmeal or whatever.
Sure.
Just good stuff.
Yeah. Go on a Mel Kiper rant about the blueberry.
Let me tell you something. The blackberries and raspberries, they're okay. Raspberries can be funky, but
yeah.
I mean, you get.
I like the raspberry flavor, but I'm not a big fan of eating the raspberries. They got the little like
fuzz
hairs on it.
Yeah.
No thanks.
And then blackberries are just going to make a mess. So
yeah.
But I do love a blackberry cobbler, though.
And they are sweet.
They are sweet. NFL training camp and the Cowboys already have drama going on in Oxnard. I was thinking the other day, Jeremy, do you remember the time in the 90s? And I don't remember if it was in the Barry Switzer years, but they did training camp in Wichita Falls.
They used to do it in Wichita Falls? They did it in San Antonio one year.
I know in the 90s.
It was with Campo was the coach.
Okay. I want to say when Barry was the coach, they switched it up and did not go to Oxnard, went to Wichita Falls. And
1,000 degrees.
Wichita Falls on the July, buddy.
Hey, they were in shape.
Yeah, they were. And Dan says those are all good right off the bush. Well, in Michigan, I bet they are. So, and Michael Busso, raspberries mold easily. Yeah, I've thought I had some ripe raspberries and picked out some bad ones before. So, but I do love the Special K makes a cereal with raspberries, and then Walmart knocked it off and have one called Raspberry Delight or something like that. Raspberry Awake. And it's that's strawberries. Never mind. I don't know. Anyway, so drama going on with Micah Parsons. I saw it on the mothership earlier in the week. His contract negotiations look to derail all of the Super Bowl expectations that the Cowboys have this season.
Derail him more than Dak Prescott's play.
Man, he's got 2-star receivers at his disposal, Jeremy.
Yeah, but one of them is George Pickens.
What, you got issue with his drops or what?
Drops. He might be insane.
He apparently CD's reeled him in. They're getting along.
Oh yeah, sure, yeah.
Until
CD's great. CD's great. He deserves a quarterback that can give him the ball. But Dak, if he can prove he can stay healthy for a season,
yeah.
Jerry's doing the thing he's done every time there's been a big time contract negotiation. He'll wait until he's got to overpay. I don't know why he does that, but he waited this long, and now TJ Watt got the big bag of cash. So now, 25-year-old stud who's never had less than 12 and a half sacks in a season is going to command more than TJ Watt.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a longer term deal. So he's going to put him right back in cap hell.
Oh yeah, that's obviously his goal each and every year. Justin Fields carted off. He's got a dislocated toe at Jets camp. That franchise, they sold their soul to the devil for that Joe Namath Super Bowl because
Snake pit doesn't even begin to describe it.
they are just a disaster. And Aaron Rodgers torn Achilles after one series, and now Justin
This
Fields,
is the third play.
yeah, third play. And so, but no, and then the Steelers, you talk about ominous signs, Jeremy. The first pass Rodgers passes to DK Metcalf is picked off by Patrick Queen in practice.
Well,
He's got to be
he's
getting,
40.
I mean, the gas in the tank has got to be running low, right?
Maybe he had taken a little ayahuasca
Maybe
before they took the field that day.
he was seeing 3 of DK.
That's right.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I feel bad for Justin Fields because I thought he should have been, and I kind of hope it proves out, but I thought he should have been the long-term solution in Pittsburgh.
Should have been a long-term solution in Chicago.
Well,
But you're talking about a franchise who could not get the coach right with Chicago. He played for 3 different head coaches in Chicago.
yeah.
Pittsburgh, they just aren't. They're not going to let a guy develop. They're just not, because they've never been bad enough to reset, and they've never been good enough to win a Super Bowl. And hey, they're good with that.
Yeah.
So they bring in Russell Wilson last year, first round of playoffs, get drubbed.
They're not even finding or looking for. I mean, they found Roethlisberger from where? Miami of Ohio,
yeah.
a MAC guy. And, granted, I think you could see he had all the tools, but it's not like he was profiled on the biggest stage. But, to me, they're not even looking for some of the gems that are found in the later rounds.
And they're making trades just to make trades.
Kenny Pickens, or Pickett, that guy.
Well, I mean, look at the leash they gave him.
Well, yeah.
Absolutely none.
No.
No development.
No.
None. Bring in an old guy or Mason Rudolph, whichever one you want.
I'm not trying to take away from your glory, but man, if I'm the Steelers, and they get rid of Nolan, or who's their coach? Mike Nolan? Tomlin. Man, names are escaping me today. If I'm the Steelers and we get rid of him, I'm on the phone offering Andy Reid the bank.
That's not what the Steelers will do. Who's their defensive coordinator? That'll be the next head coach.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they should go after Lincoln Riley.
Sarkisian and Riley probably, if they can, if USC can reel off a respectable season, he may make the jump, given the opportunity. And with Sarkisian, it's hard to say.
Well, in the Sark's in a great spot.
Yeah,
he's in a great spot. Money, he's having success. Lincoln Riley, they're about done with his game.
Well, think about this. One of the best offenses in the last 10 years in LA was under Graham Harrell. Other than the fact that Lincoln Riley brought Caleb Williams in, but Graham Harrell was the last one to really run have a true built from the ground offense in essence. And
the offense when Caleb Williams was there was Caleb Williams.
Yeah. And think about what I think Corey threw out what Graham Harrell's doing now last week.
He's the offensive coordinator.
He's for a
Conference USA team.
Somebody, yeah.
I looked it up last week when we were on the air with Corey. He's still coordinating offenses. He's just not. I don't know.
Not at the highest level.
I don't understand it. He's proved that he can.
But yet, Sonny Cumbie has a job at Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, weird.
Marty Wanders is King of the Hill. Best clip when Dallas had training camp in Wichita Falls. Best thing about being in Wichita Falls is we were 15 minutes from the great state of Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner.
Boomer Sooner. Boomer Sooner.
Yeah, and man, I saw our friend Corey Hogue last night. Boy, you talk about a guy, and I hope he's okay down there in Wichita Falls. But Midwestern State is the local school there, and he